Namaste. I am back. Hello there, beautiful souls. Welcome. Friday night deck side by side comparisons. And this is side by side number 3, our final side by side tonight. And I'm thinking that next Friday I will do a few more. As some of you are aware, I've had a lot of decks come into my library lately. So it's a good process for me. I really enjoy doing this. So welcome everybody. My name is Sadhana. I am an intuitive reader, intuitive healer, and it's my pleasure to share these decks with you. Now, neither of these decks are new. The Santa Muerte has been around for a little bit. The edition that I have is reprinted in 2020, and it comes in this kind of low scarabeo box. The book is actually really, really nice, and both the artwork and the guidebook are by Fabio Listrani, and this is the little book that comes with it. Of course, it's in multiple languages because it's by Lo Scarabeo, but it's really well written. Hi there, and Shannon, welcome. There is advice from the dead for each of the cards, as well as a description, an oracular meaning. Hi there, Karen. Welcome back. So, really good little tiny Lo Scarabeo book. The Marigold Tarot I purchased. Part of my intention was to build my collection, my tarot collection, my tarot library with more diversity. And when I learned that the creator of Marigold was not only Canadian, but also that this was written from the Sikh tradition, and there was just something about the authenticity of this deck. And I want to read you something from, this is the guidebook for the Marigold Tarot. The Punjab region spans between the countries of India and Pakistan, and this deck draws some reference from the area that is now known as the Indian state of Punjab. That being said, this deck also utilizes Roman numerals for the majors, as seen in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, instead of Gurmukhi numerals specific to Punjabi, and also employs a number of images and references that are more relevant to the artist's day-to-day life. This is an acknowledgement of the Marigold Tarot existing as a kind of crossroads. The symbology of the deck interwoven and mixed with RWS icons, archetypes, and templates. It is recommended that this book be used in conjunction with guides to the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot and tarot reading guides for those who are new to the medium. And the reason that it's called the Marigold Tarot, marigolds are commonly seen throughout celebrations and auspicious occasions in an individual's life. In India, in the Punjab area as well too, they are worn as garlands, scattered freely and grown in abundance. They are featured prominently at festivals and weddings. With the advent of photography, it is not uncommon to see marigold garlands hung around photographs of the deceased or placed upon bodies prior to cremation. It is a flower that finds itself entwined in the journey of life and death for many. So yeah, it's this little book is really, really well done, and I would have to say that if you purchase the deck without the book, you'll be missing out on quite a bit. So it's definitely worth getting this extra well-bound little book, and I'll read a couple of the descriptions for you. So Amrit Bar is the artist and the guidebook reader of the Marigold Tarot, and the Santa Muerte is Fabio Listrani. So yeah, so go ahead, grab a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, glass of wine, whatever time of day it is. I just went and grabbed a glass of wine. This is my third side-by-side, so cheers, welcome. I have turned up the lights. It is nighttime where I am. And maybe I will switch these. We don't need more color on the Santa Muerte. The gold and the black is just a beautiful, beautiful effect on the Marigold Tarot. And for those of you that really like the iconography of Day of the Dead kind of energy, both of these decks are really, really well done. The cardstock. So the cardstock of the Marigold, these are the backs of the Marigold. They're just beautiful. It's a beautiful linen cardstock. These ones are, they're a little more cardboardy. I've just started reading with the Santa Muerte. I hesitated in buying it. But there was just something, and I think in one of the cup cards really, really spoke to me. Somebody shared it in a chat recently, or in a Facebook page, and I decided, okay, I am going to buy this deck. So yeah. So here we go. And there are, of course, other decks as well too that are full of skeletons. This Empress card, there's just something about this one in the Santa Muerte that really, really speaks to me. I like both of these decks very much. And I'm not sure what it is that draws me in. I know, Karen, it's crazy. There's so many amazing decks out there. And in the last chat, I wrote down a couple more that I don't have, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to go and this Hierophant card to me is really, really stunning. I just love the way that the face is looking to the hand, and it's really magical. I almost, I'm looking at these cards, and I'm looking at the card backs, and I'm thinking these decks would make a really fun. What's going on here? I have the Lovers and Strength. Why? Why are these out of order? Hold on. These are out of order. Emperor. Just a second. I'm going to go back and get these in order for you because something's funny going on here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go back and put up the Hierophant. See if I can fix this. 6. What the heck? I seem to be missing 2 cards. That's really weird. Where are they? What's going on? I'm not going to take the time to look for them now. That is bizarre. Okay, so maybe they will show up. So let's put these in the right order. So there's Lovers. Isn't that Lovers beautiful as well too? So I seem to be missing the Hierophant and the Lovers from the Santa Muerte. That is bizarre. Okay, I will look for it after. Okay. All right, so there we go. Here we are at the Chariot. Hopefully they'll just show up. I find this kind of superhero energy in the Strength card of the Sun Muerte kind of funny. I feel like this deck does have a sense of humor. And there's a real kind of spiritual energy that's hard to describe in the Marigold. Hello, Irene. Welcome back. Yeah, we'll see if they turn up. And there's something about the energy of the scythe that I find this quite. There's lots of scythes. Scythes, is that how you pronounce it? Lots of scythes in the Santa Muerte. So what I was saying is sometimes it's really fun to use two tarot decks, and one represents above and one is below or something. But I think I would actually like to do a reading with both of these decks together. I just need to figure out what the positions would mean. Yeah. I have put the Lovers and the Hierophant to the side. If I can find the other two, I'll show you. Kind of love the costumes and the fabric in the Santa Muerte. So for me, the challenge now that all these decks have arrived is to use them. And there's no way in the world that I can start to. Now I'm out of sync again. Okay, there we go. Tower and Tower. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Sorry, guys. Let's go back. Devil. Oh, these cards are messing with me. The Devil is missing too. Okay. So where have these cards gone? So the Devil is also missing in this deck. So I'm missing 3 cards. Hopefully they will show up. There's the Tower. Sorry about that. I thought I had all of the cards here. What is the name of the skeleton deck that you bought on Kickstarter, Elizabeth? Moon. I find the purple light in this Moon card very, very interesting. Sun. Kind of similar energy, don't they? Look at the sun in the Santa Muerte above and then the lion below. Something very cool there. Judgment. Wandering Spirit Tarot deck. Thank you. And then World. Okay. So now we're going to go to the Wands. So we'll do Wands and then we'll do Cups. And to the best of my knowledge, how can I be missing 3 cards from that deck? That is just bizarre. Well, at least I know if I can't find them, Los Scarabeo will replace them, but that's just weird. Isn't that cool how similar these two cards are? So provided I have a complete Santa Muerte, I think this is going to be really cool to do a double reading with these two decks. I should write down the name of that deck as well too, Elizabeth, and just have a peek at it. So you called it Wandering Spirit. Okay. And again, the contrast here with the elemental energy in the deck on the left, the Pippish kind of style, versus the fully illustrated deck on the right. The numbers are little tiny numbers down here on either side in the border at the bottom. 7 of Wands. Thank you, Andy, for that tip. Because I swear that they were here. I don't know where they've gone. It's just bizarre. 8 of Wands. In the 10s, in the Santa Muerte, we have body parts. So here we're looking at the pelvis. And it's really interesting to bring in the chakra energy. Yeah. Okay, so Page of Wands. I love that the Page of Wands is on a swing. I find the Knight of Wands in the Marigold quite funny. I think that we were looking at I think the court cards in this deck are, and both of these decks are easy to interpret, which isn't the case, I find, with some of the decks that I've looked at earlier tonight. Yeah, Suit of Cups. I like that we can see the heart in the rib cage. If you read Tarot de Marseille, then reading the Marigold Tarot is going to be kind of a breeze. And there's also, with that extra book, there's some real good information that you're going to find. So Amrit Bar mentions that it's based on the RWS, but the minors are very, very pippish. I want to make sure we're on the same number here. 7, 7. So far I'm not missing any minors. This is a good thing. Just seem to be missing 3 majors. When I saw this 8 of Cups, it just, it's really powerful. So this card, I have to say, this card are the reason I purchased this deck. I just find them really profound. So here's our second 10. And now we're looking at the lungs. The 5 of Cups head. Okay, so let me look. Oh, the labyrinth. The labyrinth. So the whole idea of the labyrinth being I'll show you which card it is in case you don't recall. This is the card that Andy's asking about, the 5 of Cups. So there's something about the labyrinth that is very sacred. And if we walk the labyrinth, we can connect with spirit. So as I begin to get to know this deck, that's what I'm going to focus on. So in order to let go, we need to step into the labyrinth. We need to be in the labyrinth. And Andy, like I said, this is a new deck to me, but it's I think it's pretty powerful. You're welcome. Okay, so there we go. King of Cups. And then we'll go to the swords. And here are the swords. And just very quickly go through the swords pile and see if those extra cards are not in the bottom here. They're here. They're here. Okay, I will show you when we're done. I have the 3 missing cards. They're right here. Okay, cool. How that happened, I have no idea. Here's a question for you. So when you are looking at tarot decks and Ace of Swords down versus 8 of Swords up, does that shift your energy of the meaning? Right? Ask, and there they are. And I don't know why they disappeared there, because they're in this random out of order thing. So it's bizarre. And here we have very similar looking 2 of Swords. So there's something really cool about the energy of these 2 decks. In the last side by side, we were talking about the energy of the 3 of Swords, and I asked people in the chat if they were creating a deck, what would they do with the 3 of Swords? And so there's blood on this sword. We can't see the heart. There's 3 swords going through the back of the heart space. So it'll be interesting to compare this card to the Ten of Swords. I'll just put that to the side. 4. Wow, it's really raining outside. Yes, we'll definitely read those missing cards. Isn't this something? I am, this is another one that really moves me. And I need to sit with this card. There's something about it that I find deeply profound. 8 of Swords. And doesn't this one look like very 8 of Wands-ish? It gives the 8 of Swords a whole new energy. And then we have the Mandible. Interesting, we have the Mandible in this card. Okay, so in the 10 of Swords, we have the skull and that scary moth. Okay. Page of Swords. Night, Andy. Oh, you're so welcome. I will be checking out your channel shortly. Right, different cultures, different energy. I think it's really important to have, hello Annette, I think it's important to have a variety of cultures represented in our tarot libraries. So now we go to the Ace of Rings and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I think tonight I really realized how important that card is to me. When people ask you, what is your make or break card in a tarot deck? Ace of Pentacles is definitely one of them. There's something about that card. Or maybe it's just my favorite card. This is quite profound, isn't it? And this feels very Six of Pentacles. Oh, I didn't stop at the... Oh, right, because 10 of Swords is the body part. So that makes sense. I was going to compare this card to the 10 of Swords, but the 10 of Swords is a different energy in this deck. So this one we should look at with the 6. Five of Rings. Look at the feet here, walking away. Okay, so in the 6 of Rings, it's like the two hands are interlaced. So there's the 6 of Rings and the 4 of Rings. Okay, 7. I'm going to need to look at all of the eights. It appears that the eights have something in similar in this deck. They all have this crown. So the cups and the pentacles do. I'm going to need to look at the swords and the other suit as well too. 9. And 10 of Pentacles. So here we have hands or feet. Feet, I think. Maybe hands, because they're so long. Hands. And then the last 4 cards. Page of Rings, Page of Pentacles. I agree with you, Annette, very much. Yeah. Hey there, Joseph. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. There's something about the ladder in this one that I find quite interesting. I mean, it's for tree picking. I mean, fruit picking. And I guess that, I mean, there's a lot of Queens of Pentacles that are doing something with the earth. And then the final card, King of Rings and King of Pentacles. So what we are going to do is look at those 3 cards that were missing, and I'm going to do a reading with those 3 cards. So for those of you that are just tuning in the side-by-side comparison, I'll put them in order, and we'll just have a quick look at them. So you can see them side by side, Hierophant, Lovers, and Devil, and then we'll do a reading with the, we'll put those 3 cards out, and we'll see if there's a message for us. Love the Ouija board on the Hierophant card. I don't think this is Karen K. This is a different Karen. Is this Karen K? Did you change your thing to Karen E? Or is that a different Karen? And then the Lovers, which is quite intriguing. This is a very touching card. I find it very, very touching. And then the Devil. Okay, so it is you. So Karen K became Karen E. Good to know. Alrighty, so here we go. I am going to shuffle these 3. Well, do I need to? I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to mix them around. And so I want to ask these 3 cards, why were you lost? And why did you 3 cards want to have attention brought to yourself? What is it that we need to know? Okay, so missing cards. So we have the Devil. I really think, I feel like the Devil is standing in judgment of the joy. These 2 guys down below. One of them is dancing. The other one's playing his guitar. There's quite a party happening down on the bottom of this card. And I'm not sure what the book is in the bottom corner. That's something I need to look at with a magnifying glass. So So isn't that interesting that we have the Lovers and the Devil, and then the Hierophant, the Ouija board card. So these are the three missing cards. You know, there's something about the Hierophant. So what I'm feeling with the Hierophant is there's a lot of different ways to connect with spirit, and a lot of people really steer away from using Ouija boards. Ouija boards can bring in a lot of I don't know. Ouija boards have a bad rap, but I think they have a place. And if they're used with reverence, and it's like any time you want to connect with spirit, as long as the space has been set and cleared and it's not used as a game, I think there's something that can be, I don't know. I think there's something that can be learned through Ouija boards. So what is this message? What is this message? Why were these cards missing? They wanted us to reflect on them. I'm feeling like our ancestors, our loved ones want us to have some fun. To look at all aspects of our life, to see the joy in relationship, to see the joy in connection. Or how about just connect? Maybe these three cards are all about connection, and spirit just wants us to connect. And an extension, connect, of course, with ourselves. Maybe your Ouija board needs to come out of your closet, Karen. Well, I'm going to leave you to ponder that, especially if Karen and Shannon, those cards came up for you on Tuesday night. Maybe there's some other deeper message because there's just so few of us in the chat right now that maybe it's very, very, very pertinent for you. Okay. Well, that was fun. Sorry, I turned up the lights really bright so you could actually see the cards. It's very bright on my face. I want to thank you for hanging out. Some of you have been here for like 3 hours as we've been going through these decks. I will do something similar next Friday, probably not so many, but I'm going to share with you all the new decks that have come into my collection, and going to be using them. So on Tuesday, I'm going to use the Playful Heart. That just felt like I wanted to work with that. And you're going to see Marigold and Santa Muerte out on my table a lot over the next month. They just feel like really, really good winter decks to be working with. I'm also wondering about, now they don't necessarily go together color-wise, but I feel like the Tildewick Tarot and maybe the Tildewick and the Marigold. So in the Tildewick Tarot, we're lost in all of these rooms in a house. And I just have this funny feeling that these two decks could have a really cool conversation. And the Tildewick is another one that I've got out kind of for the fall winter season. Another deck that I really want to work with. So you're going to be seeing lots of different decks on my table. Joseph says, I missed Tuesday already and it hasn't even been a week. I am going to send you an email. So Joseph and Shannon and Karen completed Tarot Foundations 2021. And we were together for over 22 weeks studying the tarot. And it was just a really brilliant way to connect. And I enjoyed it probably as much as they did. I do have another group that is starting in February. I'm pretty sure I have a plug right here. March 1st. So I have a new group of Tarot Foundation starting in March 1st. So if you know anybody that wants to spend 22 weeks with me, please let them know about this class. There's a few people that are already registered for it. And those that are pre-registered or early registrants will be joining the 2021 class in a couple of special classes. So yeah. Oh yes, and Elizabeth is one of the ones that signed up for 2022. So Elizabeth, you will meet Joseph and Karen and Shannon face to face very, very soon. Yeah. Alrighty. So I have to print a Reiki manual and get ready for tomorrow. So I want to wish you all a very good night. Take good care of yourselves, and I will see you on Tuesday. Namaste, everybody. Bye-bye.